This is a video for my kiddos to finish Flora and Ulysses by Kate Dicamillo, illustrated by Kate Campbell. Chapter 44, The Treacherous Heart. William Spiever was wearing his dark glasses. There was a plitzer pop in his mouth. He was smiling. He looked exactly like a villain. That's what Flora's brain thought. But her treacherous heart, rose up joyfully inside of her at the sight of him. Flora's heart was actually glad to see William Spiever. There was so much she wanted to talk to him about. Pascal's wager, Dr. Meashcombe, the other Dr. Meashcombe, giant squids, giant donuts, and who was dunking them. If he had ever heard of a place called Blunder Meakin, if he'd ever sat on a horsehair sofa. But William Spiever was sitting beside Ulysses' arch nemesis, smiling. Obviously, he could not be trusted. "Florbell," said William Spiever. "It's me," said Flora. "I'm surprised you don't smell me, William Spiever, since you can smell everything." "I have never claimed to be able to smell everything. However, it is true that right now I'm smelling squirrel. And there is another odor. It's something sweet, some scent redolent of school lunchroom on rainy Thursdays. What is it? Jelly? Yes, grape jelly. I smell squirrel and grape jelly." "Squirrel?" said Flora's mother. She turned away from the typewriter. She looked at Flora. "Squirrel?" she said. "What in the world are you doing back here with that squirrel? I told your father—" "This malfeasance must be stopped," shouted Flora. Her mother's hand, still poised over the keys of the typewriter, stared at Flora with her mouth open. William Spiever, for once, was silent. On Flora's shoulder, the squirrel trembled. Flora slowly raised her left arm. She pointed at her mother. She said, "What did you tell my father to do to the squirrel?" Her mother cleared her throat. "I told your father..." But the sentence remained unfinished, the truth unuttered, because the kitchen door suddenly swung open to reveal Flora's father. "George Buckman," he said to the room at large. "How do you do?" He walked into the kitchen. He stood beside Flora. "George, what in the world?" said Flora's mother. "You look like you've been in a battle." "I am just fine. I was saved by the squirrel." "What?" said Flora's mother. "I was attacked by Mr. Claus. He landed on my head and that's Flora's mother freaking out about the squirrel. "This is fascinating," said William Spiever. "But may I interrupt for a moment?" "Absolutely. Who is Mr. Klaus?" "Mr. Klaus is a landlord and also a cat, a large cat. Usually he attacks ankles. This time it was the head, my head. It was a very surprising attack. I wasn't prepared." "And?" said William Spiever. "Oh, yes, and Mr. Klaus bit my ear, and there was a lot of pain, and the squirrel rescued me." "Have you lost your mind?" said Flora's mother. "I don't think so," said Flora's father. He smiled hopefully. "Can't you handle the smallest task? I asked you to take care of the squirrel situation." Flora felt a wave of anger roll through her. "Quit speaking euphemistically," she said. "Quit calling it the squirrel situation. You asked him to kill. You asked him to murder my squirrel." Ulysses let out a chirp of agreement, and then the kitchen became as silent as the tomb. Chapter 45, 4 words. "It's the truth," Flora said. "You told Pop to kill Ulysses." Having denounced her mother, Flora now turned her attention to William Spiever and his betrayal. "What are you even doing here, William Spiever? Why are you in the kitchen with my mother?" "His assisting me with my novel." William Spiever blushed a bright and otherworldly red. "I'm delighted that you find me of some assistance, Miss Buckman," he said. He took the plitzer pop out of his mouth and bowed in the direction of Flora's mother. "I must admit that I have always had a certain facility with words, and I'm terribly fond of the novel form, though my interests lie less in the area of romance and more in the speculative nature of things. Science fiction, if you will. Fact blended with fantasy, an extended mediation on the nature of the universe, quarks, dwarf stars, black holes, and the like. Do you know, for instance, that the universe is expanding as we speak?" Only Ulysses responded to the question. The squirrel shook his head vigorously, obviously amazed. William Spiever pushed his dark glasses up higher on his nose. He took a deep breath. "Speaking of expansion, did you know that there are now something like 90 billion galaxies in the universe? In such a universe, it seems ridiculously and foolhardy to attempt a creation of one's own, but still I persevere. "You didn't answer my question, William Spiever," said Flora. "Let me try again," he said. "No," said Flora. "You are a traitor, and you—" she wheeled and pointed at her mother— "are an arch nemesis, a true villain." Flora's mother crossed her arms. She said, "I am someone who wants what's best for you. If that makes me a villain, fine." Flora took a deep breath. "I'm moving in with Pop," she said. "What?" said her mother. "Really?" said her father. "Your father," said her mother, "doesn't know how to take care of himself, much less someone else." "At least he doesn't wish we had a lamp for a daughter," said Flora. "I feel like I'm missing something," said William Spiever. "I want to live with Pop," said Flora. "Really?" said her father again. "Go right ahead," said her mother. "It would certainly make my life easier." Make my life easier. Those 4 words, so small, so simple, so ordinary, came flying at Flora like an enormous slabs of stone. She actually felt herself tip sideways as they hit her. She put up a hand and held on to Ulysses. She used the squirrel to steady herself. "Do not hope," she whispered. But she wasn't sure what it was that she wasn't hoping for. All she knows was that she was a cynic and her heart hurt. Cynics' hearts weren't supposed to hurt. William Beaver pushed back his chair. He stood. "Miss Buckman," he said, "perhaps you would like to retract those last words. They seem unnecessarily harsh." Flora's mother said nothing. William Beaver remained standing. "Okay, then," he said. "I will speak. I will attempt yet again to make myself clear." He paused. "The only reason I am here, Florabelle, is that I came looking for you. You were gone a long time, and I missed you, and I wondered if you had returned, and I came to find you." Flora closed her eyes. She saw nothing but darkness, and into this darkness slowly swam the other Dr. Meashcombe's giant squid, moving sadly along, flailing its 8 lonely and enormous arms. "I came to find you." What was it with William Beaver and the words he said to her? Why did they make her heart squinch up? "Seal blubber," said Flora. "I beg your pardon," said William Beaver. Ulysses gently pushed against Flora's hand. And then the squirrel leaped away from her. "Oh, no," said Flora's mother. "No, not that. No, no." Ulysses flew over Phyllis Buckman's head. He went high and then higher still. "Yes," said Flora. "Yes."